get past Torrance. Torrance looks to gain valuable experience for the young team since they've only got one starting senior. The Sports Desk's Michael French covered the action for us.
It was South Torrance versus just plain old Torrance in a battle of Pioneer League foes in boys volleyball. Here Kenny Villanueva serves it in. Jason Chang sets it. Ryan Music kills it. He had a huge match for the Spartans. That made it 7-all in game one. But one big smash deserves another. Here it's Philip Condi taking the set from Adam Jackson. That made it 13-11. The Spartans were ahead. And then it was time to put the rally caps on as the Torrance Tartars helped extend this game with these long rallies. You see them here battling. Even though Adam Cole gets stuffed for the Tartars, they come back. They get a roof on Ryan Music, and then Vinny Rios can't come up with it, and that made it 17-13. The Tartars are still in the game. Here on game point, Ross Manawal gets the big-time smash, and the Spartans win the first game 25-15, a commanding lead. And then in game two, the roofing company of Andrew Cole and Brock Ball gets it started off there, and then one of the longest rallies of the game, in fact, the longest rally of the match. Here you see Ryan Music getting it to Andy Gage. He has to pass it over. And the effort here you see in game two is what makes volleyball so exciting. The pass over, Ross Maddenwall gets blocked, but Andy Gage, the sophomore, keeps it in play, passes it over. It goes to Villanueva, who gets it to Jackson. He can't do much with it, so the Spartans get another chance to attack. But the roofing company, again, 6 combined roofs for Brock Ball and Andy Cole, and that made it 21-20. The Tartars are still in the game. And on game point in game number two, you see Ryan Music. He had a tough time in game two getting the offense that he needed, but his team wouldn't quit. Here you see Music passing it over. The Tartars have a golden chance here to extend the game. They can't do it as Jason Chang gets it to Music, and the senior knows what to do. They win game two. 26-24, it took an extra point. After taking a commanding 2-0 lead in the match, Ryan Music, Shahan Gojian, and the rest of the Spartans wanted to make quick work of the Tartars, but you knew Philip Condi and the rest of the Torrance High School volleyball team would not go down easily. The question would be, would there be a game 4, or would the Spartans get their sweep? It looked like they would, as it started off charmingly. Jason Chang gets the excuse me ace. That made it 7-1 Spartans, but Brock Ball and the Tartars will battle back here. The monster kill by Ball made it 13-14. Tartars down by 1. Andrew Cole made it 17-16. But on match point, Andy Gage, the sophomore, puts it away, and the Spartans get the sweep. And Ryan Music talked about the big game he had.
Senior captain, I think I bring a lot of experience and some confidence. You know, we have a couple sophomores on the team, but you know, they really know how to step up in times that we need them. So I just think I'm there for a lot of experience type things.
Torrance gave them some hot competition in games 2 and 3. South goes into the playoffs with a 5-3 overall record, and they are going to be away in their first round game. Stay here because there's more volleyball on the way.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities by connecting the classroom with community service. Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way. Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Get your school involved. Visit learnandserve.gov to find out how.
Welcome back. The West Warrior boys volleyball team started their season with purpose. They fell a little short with only one Bay League win. But you gotta remember, they're in a league with teams that are full of CIF potential. One of the upsides, they have 6 returning juniors who got plenty of big-time experience this season. Kevin Figures was there to break down their game against Palos Verdes.
It was senior day for the West High boys volleyball team, as the Warriors were looking to end the 2010 season on a high note against their Bay League rivals, the Sea Kings of Palos Verdes. West got off to a solid start in the first set after Daniel Diaz hits this kill over the net to score West's first point. But PV would take off from there as they spiked this one right in the heart of the West defense to take an 11-4 lead in the set. Down 15-4, Brian Dempsey tries to spark his team by hitting this nice block, drawing West a point closer. Dempsey will make his presence felt yet again as he makes this great diving save. However, the Warriors are unable to capitalize, and PV wins the first set 25-14. Coach Brandon Smeltzer said that he put an emphasis on effort going into this final game of the season.
I mean, I was talking about the 4 years of dedication that the guys had. I played all the seniors tonight. All of them except for one's been in the program for 4 years. So I said, hey, look, I've shown you guys the respect of showing up and giving my heart, so you guys show me what you guys can do, and you give me that heart, that 4 years of respect too. And there's a couple moments where they actually did it, but it's tough when you're playing against a team like Palos Verdes. They're going to do well in CIF, I think.
Daniel Diaz makes his presence felt at the beginning of the second set as he spikes this one with authority to tie the set at 4 apiece. After falling behind by as much as 11-3, West creeps back into the set as Taylor Farish hits this one over the net, cutting the lead to 20-11 PV. But PV will pull away again. After this great back and forth exchange between both teams, PV finally gets one to drop in, and they will take the second set by a score of 25-15. The Sea Kings would again take the early advantage in the third set, as they would drop this one perfectly right in the middle of the Warrior zone. But Daniel Diaz refused to let his team go down without a fight, as he would score 2 consecutive points for his team. Coach Smeltzer says despite whatever disadvantages he may have, Diaz is a great player.
Definitely one of my best players this year. He's hitting about 280 this year, 4 or 5 kills per game, and when he gets it going, he's pretty hard to stop. But again, going against guys that are 6'8", 6'9", that all play club, they're going to get 2, 3 up on him every time, so it makes it a little bit more difficult for him and for us. But he definitely is a phenomenal athlete.
Despite Diaz's best efforts, PV would go on to win the final set 25-16 and sweep the match 3-0. After a tough 2010 campaign, Coach Smeltzer believes there is reason for optimism heading into 2011.
For this program right now is our freshman team is probably the best freshman team we've ever had. Half of them are probably going to move up to varsity next year, and they're all going to be playing club volleyball, which is a big thing for me is the club volleyball. So, definitely looking ahead, that freshman class is really going to help us out.
Thanks, Kevin. It's a lot to try and get one over a team of PV's size, as West loses 3 games to none. But they should look pretty good for next year, though. Let's take a look at a few more scores. North is going into the playoffs with a few more lessons than they had liked after a loss to El Segundo. They were 5-3 on the season and 18-9 overall. North has to get past Providence, who is from the Liberty League, and they are the Liberty League 2nd seed. The Delray League champions, Bishop Montgomery, gave Bishop Amat some lessons, sweeping the match. And Bishop Montgomery goes into CIF as a 1st seed where they meet up with Warren from San Gabe. We will, of course, have highlights from both North and Bishop Montgomery's first round playoff games next week. But what about after the break? Well, we know Torrance baseball is good, but just how good? You'll want to check out this game against Lawndale.